Dave, what do you lose when guys like Matt and Jake go down and can't play for you in a given week?
Well, you obviously lose a lot of experience. You lose some really good players. But with that said, that's why we work the next man in philosophy and concept, and that's why guys practice. And it's someone else's opportunity. So when it's your time, rise to the occasion and perform.
How do you feel like they responded to that challenge?
I think we've played well in spots. We've been inconsistent. I think our run game is coming along. The pass protection piece of it, we're getting better. And, but overall, I think they've responded to the challenge. They've come out and worked extremely hard every day. So that's the exciting piece.
What can you say about a guy like Matt, who's out for the season, but has obviously meant a lot to this program?
Well, yeah, and he has. He was a what did he start? How many did we play last year? 13.
Mm-hmm.
He was a 13-game starter last year, and then started really the last 6 games of the 21 season. So a lot of experience there, and a lot of on-the-job training for him, and which it is for all those kids. Because every game presents a different situation and a different scenario and a different type of pass rusher and a different type of run defender, and he's kind of seen the whole gamut. So you lose a lot when you lose a guy like that. But again, it's an opportunity for someone else to step in.
Do you think Matt's ready for the next level?
I do. Yes, I do. Yeah, I think whatever he's projected to be, I think that's well deserved. And I certainly wish he could, and I know he does too. Could have, his whole focus was I want to play well this season. I'm not worried about all that stuff. And I think he's an NFL player.
How did Ryan Bader play with your eyes on Saturday and with the video later on?
He played well in spots. He gave up a big pressure. He gave up a sack at the end. And sometimes we forget, and certainly I do, that when you look at him, you feel like you're looking at a full-grown man and a veteran player, and he's a redshirt freshman. And to put it in perspective, Carter Warren didn't even start as a redshirt freshman. He didn't start until his 3rd year. And Ryan, when we talk about on-the-job training, certainly he's going through that. But I thought he made improvement from the beginning of the season to that, that being his first start. I thought he did very well in the run game and protection piece of it. We've just got to be a little more consistent with him.
Because it's such a complicated position, so many things you have to do right, technique-wise. Is offensive line the toughest position for a young guy?
Yeah, I think I've always believed this, that the closer you move to the football, the harder it is to play as a young player, because you're dealing with mental maturity, you're dealing with physical maturity, and it's harder to play the closer you get. So nobody grows up with a blocking sled when they're a little kid. No one grows up with a blocking sled in their backyard. So it's an acquired skill for sure.
What was your evaluation on the interior O-line in this last game after shuffling it around again?
I thought we played better than we had the previous couple of weeks. I thought Jason Collier had his best game. I thought Terrence Moore, it was his first start. And as I told Terrence, I was excited to see him play. I've been dying to get him on the field because he's such a hard worker and such a conscientious kid. And I thought he played extremely well. And Blake Zabovic I thought he played his best game. He's pretty steady in there for us, so he did a nice job.
You guys have had 2 straight games now where I think the first drive or 2, you guys have controlled the line of scrimmage, kind of won the line of scrimmage as an offensive line, and that's kind of not impacted the game later in games. Is that more from things that you guys can control, or is that more from circumstances, like just how the game has unfolded, do you think?
I think it's a little more circumstantial and, in terms of how the game unfolds. That's what I would say. We kind of got out of rhythm in the second half. I think we were 3 scores down. So we got out of rhythm a little bit with the run game, and had to throw it a little bit more. So certainly, but you've got, every game is different, and the games may dictate that, and most of them unwind differently, and it's a game of situations, and you have to be able to win the situation.
Anything final for Coach Borbs before we get to Charlie in the wings?
Yeah, I was curious. I mean, you mentioned about being down 3 scores in the second half. They scored early to go up by 18. I'm curious, as the coaches were talking, are you considering the changed clock rules, and that the fact that the clock keeps rolling, does that further limit maybe what you're able to do, or put more pressure that you have to pass to try and make up that difference?
Well, it certainly has changed the game, because that clock ticks down really fast, and I think there's a tendency, certainly in that situation, there's a tendency to, you want to try to score and score fast, and it's a difficult situation. Like right before the half, we did not want to give them the ball back. They had 3 timeouts. They had just scored. I think there was a minute and change, or maybe 59 seconds, and we did not want to give the ball back to them. And surprisingly, they didn't. We threw the screen, and then we came back with another screen, and surprisingly, they didn't take their timeouts. So. But yeah, it's changed the game a little bit, particularly late in the game, because you're forced to have to throw it, and the clock winds fast.